Our international tour of beer today takes us to Japan, where they make beers out of red rice and grapes.
18 Pennsylvania breweries closed last year. Is this a disaster or is it an opportunity?
With Lew Bryson, I'm Glen Macnow. We're at Workhorse Brewing Company in King of Prussia for an all-new episode of What's Brewing. So we've had the pleasure of visiting some great Montgomery County breweries this season. Love the beer, love the food, love the atmosphere. Tessa Robinson, tell us about what's new with Montgomery.
Yes, so we recently had a passport refresh last year. We have new prizes coming your way that you can win when you visited all of the breweries. And we also are adding new breweries every day, every month. So keep an eye out for new locations to visit.
I love it. How do people find the passport?
Go to montcomakers.com. It's very easy. You input some information. It's a free download. Add it to your home screen, and then you can view it whenever you need.
Fun times. Montco Makers Passport. I use it. You should too. Hey, welcome to What's Brewing. I'm Glen Macnow, joined by my pal Lew Bryson.
Hey.
Whiskey and Beer Authority, host of the podcast Seen Through a Glass. Make sure you find that. We're at a great place, Workhorse Brewing in King of Prussia. We've been here a few times before. Love this place. What are you drinking, my friend?
I have the analog IPAs, pretty much straightforward hazy.
Well, I went one higher than you here with the Liquid Sweater Double IPA,
that's a great
7.5%.
Great name.
It's a great name made with cryo hops, cryo crush. We're going to find out from the head brewer later what that means. Let me have a taste. It is good, but it is healthy. And so when you do that, I think it is advisable to eat something.
Always a good
idea.
idea.
So Chef Pete worked us up a cheeseburger and fries. A little tough to eat on the air, but I am going to take a bite. And it's going to lead us to our swap. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Delicious. We're swapping double IPAs. So my question to you is, I know what an IPA is.
Sure.
Double IPA is two of those?
Double IPAs, it's kind of like the single, double, triple in Belgian. It's just bigger. It doesn't actually mean double size. So you put more malt, more hops in, but you want to make it different, you got to balance it. It's a thing I call the bigger burrito syndrome, where a brewer will just shovel more stuff in. It's like stuffing more rice into the same wrap.
All right, well, we're going to do a swap, and I'm bringing you one of my favorites. This is Boom Sauce. Whoops, got a little shaken up, but that's okay. From Lord Hobo in Massachusetts. This is right near where my son lives. Lou, I apologize for
That's
all
okay.
that.
That's all right.
But I do, this is really one of my favorites. I always thought their stuff is really good.
Yeah.
They were in the IPA thing and the hazy New England IPA thing.
Not to mention the name.
Really early.
Come
Boom
on.
Sauce is a great
I love
name.
that name.
And to me, this is a really tasty double IPA. Let me see what the level is on this. 8%.
Oh, yeah.
So it's right in that range.
And, it's clear. It's got the West Coast look.
Yeah.
But it smells and tastes hazy.
Yeah, you do. You get the fruitiness of it. What do you got today?
Pennsylvania Classic.
Oh, yeah.
Weyerbacher Double Simcoe.
Good.
Yeah, you're right. We almost forgot about it.
No, and I like seeing
been a while.
Weyerbacher out there because they went
Yeah.
through a lot of things. So it's
Yes,
good
they
to see
have.
them kind of coming out the other end of it.
Yeah.
Okay, now, quick sidebar here. Some double IPAs I've seen called Imperial IPAs. Is there a difference?
Same thing. No.
Okay.
It's just a different word.
It's how fancy-pantsy you want to be with
Pretty
it?
much.
Okay, so this is the Weyerbacher. Here's to you. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So this one's got a little, to me, it's got a little more base notes, a little more heft.
It's got more malt to it, for
More
sure.
malt. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a malt guy. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like having something in under there.
All right. Some of the other ones I brought today just to show. This is the Stone 28. It was their 20th
I
anniversary.
got that in my fridge at home.
The Chamonix Creek, the Shape of Hops to Come. This is, of course, one of the classics. Victory Dirt Wolf Double IPA is a good one. Frost out of Vermont. This is their Lush Double IPA, which you become by drinking it.
Yeah.
All right. Time for our photo contest results. We did beer and hockey a couple of weeks ago. Here's our winners, and I love these. This is Frank Tuffy. He is celebrating his beer league championship by skating around with the Stanley keg. I love that. Boyle 3, he's got the Flyers hoodie, the Roenick and LeClaire jerseys. He's hanging on, the Flyers are on TV behind him. He's holding a hockey stick. He's got the Funk Yager Lager. He's got he's got the Conchi Jonesy. He's got everything. Great job by you. Joe I think it's Turtel, and his friend Rick Boyer drinking beer and eating pretzels at the 2012 Winter Classic. He said it was cold. I was at that game. It was like 0 degrees.
Oh, good.
But the beer kept us warm. And finally, John Webster, he on a table hockey game with real ice, played at the Prison City Pub and Brewery. You ever hear of that one?
Oh, yeah, it's not far from my in-laws.
Lake Placid.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Here's the next one. We're going to throw some love to home brewers, and we're going to talk about that a little more later. The photo contest this week is a picture of you home brewing. Simple. We want to see you making beer. We want to see what you got at home, and send them to at Real Glen Macnow on Twitter, Glen Macnow on Facebook, at What's Brewing, Twitter, Facebook, and your handle is?
At Lew Bryson.
That's Lew, in case you get confused. All right, I want to cover a little other news. I read a thing last year in the United States, 335 new breweries opened, 399 closed. In Pennsylvania, according to Breweries in PA, which is a website I follow, 18 closed, including Kennett Brewing Company.
Yeah.
Iron Hill in Phoenixville.
Yep.
Necromancer in Pittsburgh. I think we had a beer from them last season.
From them. Yep.
What's going on? What does it mean?
Normal business. I mean, I hate to say it, but this is probably going to be the new normal. I mean, for years and years, they just kept growing because they were still new. We've essentially gotten almost into every market now, and you can't get by just by being new or having a funny name, you actually have to have good beer. I gotta be honest, a fair number of these places that closed just had okay beer. You know, there's only a couple of them on that list that I'm sad to see go.
So you don't, and I'm glad to hear you say it. It's not necessarily a bad trend for the industry. It's the
I don't
weeding.
think so.
It's the weeding out.
Yes.
It's the separating the good from the bad. The good are going to make it. The bad not so much.
Some of the good are not going to make it, and that's the part that hurts. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I will say one of the good ones, and it's going to make it, and we love it here, is where we are right now. Workhorse Brewing Company in King of Prussia. This double IPA is good. And by the way, the burger, Louie
Really
and I are
good.
going to take an extended break here because I'm going to enjoy this.
This island is our home. Here, the rhythm of life is set to the ebb and flow of the tides. From sunrise serve sessions to sunset clam bakes, every moment is a shared experience among locals and visitors. A place where time slows down and problems are left behind as we cross over the causeway. Whether LBI is a summer colony to you, your home, or maybe you've never had the chance to visit, this is our way of capturing the essence of our island home for you to experience. We invite you to crack open a can and raise a glass as we celebrate the spirit of Long Beach Island with LBI Lager. Island inspired, brewed for the beach, enjoyed everywhere.
Welcome back to What's Brewing. I'm Glen Macnow. This is Lew Bryson, host of Seen Through a Glass podcast. We are at Workhorse Brewing Company in King of Prussia. I'm enjoying an amber lager, and you?
I have the Pennywise Weizenbock. I always like a good Weizenbock.
What you missed during the commercial break is Lew and I polishing off Chef Pete's cheeseburger. Yes, we did a number. All right, we are this year enjoying, oh, by the way, the show is sponsored by Montgomery County and Valley Forge. And here in King of Prussia, not too far from the Top Golf place. So you go, you drink a few beers, and then you go over there, you swing some golf clubs. Good times. All right. We've been enjoying this year going through the world and looking at beers through different countries. And today is Japan. I go to a Japanese restaurant, I get a little sushi, I grab an Asahi or a Sapporo. It's fine. Not that interesting.
Hey, you know, that's pretty much the world, though. You know? Yeah, really.
All right. So we're going to find out. We got some beers from Japan. Went to Lower Merion Beverages.
Best selling beer in Japan.
So this is, you're right, this is Asahi Dry, which is the #1 selling beer in Japan. And again, the one I usually have when I go to a Japanese restaurant. What do you know about this?
Pretty much that.
Okay.
I got to be honest.
All right.
I used to drink Asahi when I was in California. They were getting it fresh, but mainly I did because it didn't have a UPC code on it, and I got to talk to the girl at the register.
Well, good for you. The traditional Japanese toast, by the way, is kanpai.
Kanpai.
Kanpai, which means empty cup.
Not this time. Oh, well, okay.
All right. Oh, and when you do, you're always supposed to look your drinking partner in the eye. Kanpai. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
I gotta admit, it's not as nothing as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, but it's.
No.
There's nothing about it that I would say is interesting. It's just. It goes well with food.
It's inoffensive.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So others here. Where I got the others here? Okay. By the way, Asahi, product of Italy.
What?
Yeah. Read the top.
It does say that.
Yeah. Made with rice and malted barley, similar to American lagers. Whatever. I don't think it's any better than any Pilsner I've had anywhere else. So.
Wow.
That's kind of my thoughts.
Brewed and packaged by Peroni.
All right, this is, another brewery over there that's interesting is this, Hitachino Nest, okay? This is their white ale. We're going to try a different one. We're going to try their red ale. And it's a red rice ale. Have you had this before?
I have.
Yeah, tell me
This
what you expect.
is one of the really early craft breweries in Japan. They kind of, at first, like the white ale, they picked up from Western brewing traditions, which, I mean, a lot of this is kind of, but then they started doing some stuff outside of that.
So it said, that what I read is, it's Japan's most prestigious brewery, whatever that means, brewed with barley, red rice, and sake yeast.
Oh, wow. Wow. Not hoppy.
Right, so
it's
you know
got
what
that.
No, not hoppy at all.
No.
You know what it tastes like to me?
I'm scared to ask.
It tastes like, at the end of the night, they poured the leftover beer and the leftover sake into a big thing, and here you go. That's what it tastes like to me. Like somebody mixed the two together.
See, it's kind of a nice fruity sweetness to it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
I definitely get the sake kind of thing, though.
All right, one other one. This.
Yeah, this one's got me a little scared.
I don't know about this.
Dude, you got to use the pull tab. Look at that thing on there.
Oh, look at this.
That is old school stuff.
Okay, this
is kind of weird, but
Niagara. I grew up in Niagara Falls. Come on, Niagara Ale brewed with Niagara grapes from Hokkaido Brewing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Careful with those things; they'll rip you.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
Ooh, that was nice.
Oh, that was
very nice.
All right. Made using white grapes from Yoichi, Hokkaido. The flavor and sensation bear a close resemblance to drinking a fine white wine.
Sure it does. Sure it does.
So here's the hops.
Because there's so many fine white wines made from Niagara grapes.
Fugel hops?
Fugel.
Never heard of that.
That's a British hop.
And Kent Golding hops.
Also, another English hop.
All right, here's what we got.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. Oh,
no.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's awful.
No. Sorry.
Oh,
wow.
It tastes like flat grape soda.
Yeah.
Knee-high grape.
No, you're doing knee-high a disservice.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Wow.
Grape Crush. I don't know if somebody left it out too long.
Yeah.
In the. All right.
You know, I've had people tell me, Lou, you like every beer. No, I do not, sir.
This was the worst beer we've had this season.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I think we need to wash that down. The good news is, we do have this good stuff here from Workhorse, but you brought some Japanese whiskey.
I did. And this is really good. I was actually at the moment when, do you have another empty there?
Yeah.
Yes, you do. When Japanese whiskey was, fine Japanese whiskey was reintroduced to America at Chicago Whiskey Fest about 15 years ago, and it was amazing. People just took to it. They didn't realize how good Japanese whiskey could be.
Yeah, it's really become a thing, and I know they can't call it Japanese Scotch because Scotch has to be from Scotland, but it's...
I mean, that was the inspiration.
Yeah, and it's gaining
this is
real respect.
Hibiki. It is a blended whiskey, but wow, it's just so good.
Here's our winner. Here's to you. When we come back, new entries into our own Craft Beer Hall of Fame, Philly Craft Beer Hall of Fame, from Workhorse Brewing Company, Lew Bryson, Glen Macnow. Andrew, I need your help. I've got all kinds of friends and family coming into town this weekend. What am I giving them?
Type A West Coast IPA, it's tough to beat with its bold citrus and pine hop flavors.
Oh yeah, it's Type A for sure.
Absolutely. Then again, there's Ring the Bell American Lager. Crisp, clean, the classic go-to all year round.
Oh, Easy drinking it is.
Yes, it is. Then there's always our award-winning Puddler's Row Pub Ale.
Oh, I love me an English style ale, but you know, I'm partial to those hazy IPAs.
Yeah, how can we forget Life Coach Hazy IPA?
Ooh, Andrew, pretty good answers. You know what? I think I'll take them all. It's going to be a memorable weekend. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Hey, welcome back to What's Brewing. We are Workhorse Brewing Company in King of Prussia. Of course, King of Prussia is a great place to go for shopping. They got the town center and, of course, the King of Prussia Mall, and dining and all your fun experiences. And here at Workhorse, we got some great cheesesteaks. Now, Lew, I got to ask you a question. Does this immediately make me a heathen?
Oh my God, yes.
It does?
Yeah.
Why?
For one thing, because it's not Heinz.
Well, okay. What they got?
For another, why do you need that? You got all that flavor in there already. What's the tomato ketchup for?
Makes it even better.
Okay, all right.
If you watched last week's episode, we started our local beer Hall of Fame, and we inducted 5 members originally. McGillen's Old Ale House, Yard's ESA, Tom Peters and Monk's Ale was one, local pioneer Jim Anderson, and Mad Elf. Today, we're going to put in 2 more. In 1987, Carol Stout created a 30-barrel brew house, adding it to the restaurant that she owned with her husband in Lancaster County. In doing so, she became the first female brewmaster since Prohibition, pioneered the craft brewing movement, and inspired countless women to follow in her footsteps. Carol Stout rose to prominence. The beer became one of the East Coast's top breweries, kept it going, kept it great for more than 30 years before closing in 2020. 2 years later, they sold the brand to Evil Genius, a pioneer, a great brewer, businesswoman, the queen of hops, Carol Stout, gets in our Hall of Fame.
Good friend, and she laughs as loudly as I do.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you're up.
I actually have 2, and I'm going to do them together because they belong together.
Okay.
We paid a tribute to Chris LaPierre not too long ago, who unfortunately was taken to us way too early.
Yeah.
His career is intertwined, as so many other Philadelphia brewers, with Home Sweet Homebrew homebrewing shop. Nancy Rigberg and George Hummel ran Home Sweet Homebrew for years and taught a lot of Philadelphia's best brewers how to make beer. And Chris was one of those people. But the thing about Chris is he also then gave it back, because Chris's career took that Home Sweet Homebrew spirit and applied it. I mean, homebrew clubs, he taught them how to brew. There was never a dumb question you could ask him. If you wanted to know something, Chris would tell you. It's just, you know, he enhanced brewing all through the area.
Most people know him through Iron Hill, right?
Right.
Which is where
but before that, he was at
career.
the original Dock Street.
Yeah.
You know, he brewed at Harpoon up in Boston.
And we talked about it. When he passed away in 2024, his funeral, everybody.
People came down from Boston. People remembered him. Everybody came there. It was one of the biggest brewer funerals I've ever seen.
All right, so Chris LaPierre and Home Sweet Homebrew, which is no longer open.
No longer open.
Which is a shame, because it really did teach a lot of people homebrew. Remember, our photo contest this week is a picture of you homebrewing. All right, here's my number 4 for the week.
This is brilliant.
It's the citywide special. Yes! Philadelphia did not invent the shot and the beer.
Right.
But maybe we perfected it. Give credit to Bob and Barbara's Lounge at 15th and South, who have been serving, I think it's a 3/4 ounce shot of Jim Beam bourbon with a 12-ounce can of Pabst Blue Ribbon. They've been doing it for more than 2 decades. And it's like cheap. It's very affordable.
Yeah, it started out at $3.
Right, and so now any self-respecting bar in town is going to have it. I've heard of some great ones. Here's some that I heard of. North Third and Northern Liberties has a Kensinger and bourbon, which I love. Love City offers a jalapeno-based tequila.
Wow.
Any Yards Brewing beer and a scotch is called a Scotland Yard.
Very nice.
Like that. Yingling with a Jim Beam is a Pennsyltucky, which is where you live these days.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are here at Workhorse, and they do
their
version
own.
of the citywide special. It is their Philly Light. And this is
David E.
David E. You know this
Yeah,
bourbon?
it's from Hidden Still in Hershey.
Here's to you.
Cheers. Oh, yeah.
It's a good thing.
Wham bam.
It's a really good thing. All right, coming up, we're going to talk to Nate Olewine, the founder and brewmaster of this here joint. And Lew and I are going to go away for a couple minutes and eat this cheesesteak. Me with ketchup.
Okay, all right.
From Workhorse Brewing Company in King of Prussia, Lew Bryson, Glen Macnow. What's new? Welcome back to What's Brewing with Lew Bryson. I'm Glen Macnow. We're at Workhorse Brewing Company in King of Prussia, part of the Montgomery Makers app. Make sure you check out the app. Go to the breweries, you get all kinds of good fun prizes. We're here with Nate Olewine, who is the founder, brewmaster, and president. A lot of good titles you got there.
I got all of them.
There you
Clearly
go.
the man.
I'm enjoying your New England IPA. Lew, what do you got there?
I have the Bonfire Nights Rauch beer. We do not get enough smoked beers on this show, and I'm really happy to have this. Good, dude. This is really good.
Appreciate it.
So Nate, let's. People are always interested in the origin story, how you got into it, and how you got here.
Yeah, my origin story starts kind of with my grandfather. He wasn't brewing beer. Didn't drink a whole lot of beer, but he always told me, find a job you like working, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yep.
That's some fairly sagely advice. Right. And so I grew up in the middle of nowhere, Virginia. I tell people Allegheny County, and they think I'm from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Spelling's a little bit different.
Okay.
But went to Virginia Tech. I get out of college. My first job is a microbiologist at a spice company.
Oh, wow.
How exciting is that, right?
Oh.
And I spent about a year and a half there to find out it wasn't that
paprika,
great.
man.
Yeah, we had some great paprika, even
Okay,
smoked
there you go.
paprika. If you're interested
that's
in
very
it.
nice.
And so I found out I didn't like that, and I quickly.
Sorry.
Took me about a year and a half, but I had some inklings that this wasn't for me. And so I quit my job, went out to UC Davis out in Northern California, Master Brewers program, produced a lot of great brewers in this country. And my roommate at the time grew up in Lower Merion, Max Pfeffer. He actually runs Manatoni Cellars up in Pottstown. And so he got a job at Victory and said, hey, we're looking for more brewers. Naturally,
Always.
I had to find some place to go. Not a whole lot of places in Virginia. Sent him my resume, had a job the next day. And I worked at Victory from 2007 to 2011.
Great place to learn.
I always think to myself, I look at it as kind of a coaching tree. Like they talk about that in the NFL.
Yeah, sure.
And the number of brewers and folks that I worked with at Victory during that time, just stellar people.
So you worked for Mike Holmgren, more or less.
Yeah, kind of.
The equivalent thereof.
But it was a great opportunity, and ended up leaving there, kind of hit a ceiling a little bit, and having grown up in Virginia, went to a place called Devil's Backbone.
Oh, yeah, another good place.
Yeah, that was 2011 to 2016, and kind of sold to InBev. That was during the height of the brewing industry, when meteoric growth everywhere.
Sure.
I think our first year we did 10,000 barrels. Then by the time I left, it was 75,000.
And still making good beer.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
they got a great Vienna lager down there.
So you guys have been open here since 2018?
That is correct. Yep.
Okay. And in talking to you earlier, it was interesting because you are very much not about gimmicks.
Try not to be, Workhorse, when I always think about Workhorse, we want to have a portfolio that kind of speaks to everybody. But we're brewing a lot of traditional styles. Doesn't mean we're not innovative. We'll push the envelope here and there. But I think when people come in here, we want to be producing styles that people know. That's why we have something called New England IPA.
Yes.
We don't want people guessing what
lot
it
of
is.
work on the name.
Okay, when I saw
Really good beer.
somebody's sauce, I was a little bit nervous. Is there garlic in this beer?
No garlic.
Okay.
Only a dry hot pills. Only dry hot pills.
Yeah.
What's your favorite style? What's the brewer drink?
I'm always drinking lagers. If I had my way drinking, we've got Golden Lager here, which is kind of a Munich-style Helles. We were talking earlier. When is it going to be the year of the lager, right?
I think it is.
I think it is.
Well, I got my fingers crossed between that and Bonfire. That's my go-to.
Right, Lew, you think we're there.
I do. I think it just happened and we didn't notice. Yeah.
I hope so, but yeah, that's my go-to. Not as it's not as in vogue, I think, as when most people want to drink these really hoppy IPAs. Not to say I don't enjoy those and don't try them, but if I have my choice, a Rauch beer, or a Munich Helles.
That's usually what the brewers drink.
That's usually what happens.
Yeah,
that's,
when
that's
the
what
brewers
our
get
guys
together,
do.
that's what the hell they drink.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit more about Workhorse. It's a beautiful facility you have up here in King of Prussia. A lot of space. You got a place for people to have parties and functions and all that, right?
You got outdoor space?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got the whole facility is about 47,000 square feet, so it's pretty big. 7,000 of that's over here on the restaurant side. The other 40,000 is based exclusively for production purposes. But the tap room itself is kind of a happening place. We put a lot of effort into doing public and private events. So you name it, like from a public perspective, we've got trivia on Tuesdays. We do Wing Wednesdays. We'll do different arts and crafts in here. We do live music, karaoke.
Lew is looking forward to coming to the karaoke.
Oh, yeah.
You ever done karaoke, Lew?
Once or twice.
How many beers preceded that?
It's got to be a fair number.
Yeah.
I like hearing that.
And listen, we've really enjoyed your beers and surprisingly good food. I
That
shouldn't
was
say
really good
surprisingly,
food.
but
I was
really,
hoping you were gonna say something.
really enjoyed the burger and the cheesesteak. I got to say, come here, get the cheesesteak. And despite what Lew said, ketchup on a cheesesteak okay with you? He gave me a lot of flack about that.
Debatable. I'll probably
you're
lean
with
more,
him?
I'll probably lean more on
You're
his side. There's enough room down here.
Whatever. But the beer is great. Your hours, your location, tell the people.
Yeah, we're here in King of Prussia. We're about 5 miles from the town center and the mall. And we're
Easy
open,
drive.
we're open 3 to 9 on Monday through Thursday, 11 to 10:30 on Friday and Saturday, and 11 to 6 on Sunday. So
Beautiful.
7 days a week. Come get it.
Well, we appreciate you having us. We had a great time today, and we look forward to coming back. And we will see you next week on What's Brewing.